Hey everybody, welcome to day number 18 of the AI Agent Challenge. My name's Dylan. If you don't know me, I help entrepreneurs win the game of business by upgrading their systems with AI agents and automated workflows. On today's challenge video, what we're going to be doing is actually something that one of the clients that brought me on as a retainer is asked me to build out for them initially. And so I figured out I might as well build something similar to demo to you guys. And what it is they have a lot of manual process on the backside whenever a client comes on to them. And what happens is when their client signs their documents, they have to do a lot of processes around. They have to download the document, upload it to file, save it, share it, and do all these like basic tasks in the very beginning. And while this isn't inherently incredibly complicated for a automated workflow, it's something that they really wanted and got excited about. And just sometimes in the world of building these like crazy AI tools and agents, sometimes we think that it has to be wildly complex to be highly valuable. But at the end of the day, it's really about on the front half, how do I help people get more leads? And on the back half, how do I help people save more time? And so this is going to be more about a save more time one. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's get into it, shall we? We're going to go right over to our trusty make.com here and we're going to log in. Once we log in here, we're going to sign into day number 18, a part of our folder. So if you don't know about Make, it's kind of like the glue that holds together all of internet. And so we're going to create a new scenario. Click here. First thing we always do for best practices is type in day 18. I'm going to call this onboarding a new customer documentation. All right. The way this is going to work in the previous video, I think it was video number day number 11 in the challenge. I showed you how you can make a automated proposal system on the backside over here. If you don't know what this is about, you can take a type form and very quickly fill out a couple of points in the type form, and it will auto-generate a PandaDoc proposal or document that you can send off to your clients. If you don't know about PandaDoc, it's an amazing AI and automation-friendly system that allows us to plug in different tokens or variables and be able to instantly craft up and create documents. So it's really quick for delivering fast value. So on the backside of this, we can make documents if we need be. I've ran a couple before from the previous video, and we'll use those. And if we run out of any more, we'll just generate a couple more using this system. So this is the PandaDoc system. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking and watching for anything when a PandaDoc documents gets signed. So we're going to be going down here. I'm going to watch documents. It says trigger when a document event occurs according to the event parameters. And the event we're looking for is for someone to sign it. So we'll go here and we'll call this sign document. And then here, we're going to go to the web document, and we're going to call this the same thing, sign document. And what we're looking for, we can kick through the entire payload inside of here. The tokens are the really important bit because those are all the variables that we've created inside of the PandaDoc. Again, all that's inside of day 11 if you want to check that out. And then in here, what are we watching for? A state change, document updated, recipient completed, document deleted, all that stuff. So we're looking for when a recipient completes it, when they mark it as sign the document. We'll click that as okay, just like that. Once we have this created here, we've got that. Click OK. The next step of this one, we're going to want to download the document because the goal here is to really download the document, add them to the CRM that we have. And this is going to be not the ClickUp system or the other systems. We're going to use a simple Google Sheet for this. And we're going to upload those documents. So PandaDoc, we're going to download a document here, just like this. Document ID is going to be the document ID from the first module, the PandaDoc module 1. You can see when I hover over this, it starts to hover back and forth or pulsate. That shows us that we're on the right module. So this is the ID that we want. So when that thing gets signed or that trigger event happens, we can check that out. Great. Now, the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to connect it to our super advanced CRM system, which is going to be a Google Sheet. And a lot of companies run in Google Sheets, but this is just something that we can get up and running with versus showing you something that I use more, which is ClickUp, which is amazing, but then you have to sign in and get to use it. And there's just too much friction. I just mostly want to show you how this would work. And what we're going to do here is we're looking to search for rows because inside of here, the goal is, I'm going to type in search. We want to look to see, does this customer exist inside of our sheets, inside of our CRM? And we're going to click this customer database we have right here. And all I did with this, select sheet 1, is I made a customer database here, and I asked ChatGPT to populate this with a bunch of fake information. So none of these are real. But you can see inside of here, I have company, first name, last name, email, proposal, has it been signed or has it not been signed, and then project. So what we're going to do here is this is the CRM that we're using. And again, I just made it inside of a section here, a folder inside of Google Drive, where we have this customer database sitting inside of here. And now that we have that connected up here, what we're looking to do here is really this. We're going to be searching rows, and we're going to ask, what row are we going to search for here? And we're going to look to see, does this company exist inside of here? The way that we do that is we go down to filters, just like this. And this is company A, which is coming from this column over here for company. And what we're going to look for is the token value. And so we're going to be putting in the value that's going to be coming over here. Now, I don't think this is going to be available yet because we haven't triggered the tokens yet to come through. If I go down here, nope, there's no tokens yet. Tokens are just the variables. So the thing we're going to need to do here is we're going to need to run this one time in order for this to work. Okay, is that okay? Yeah. Okay. Right now, I'm going to run this one time by triggering a signed signature, assuming that our client received this document. And again, the way that we would do this in day 11 is we'd meet with the client, we'd have some conversations, we'd fill out a type form while we're having the conversation with them, we'd instantly send them the proposal, and then they would receive it. Once they would receive it, they'd go in here, and I made mine for Tyler Durden and Tyler Durden's coaching services. I probably could have called it Fight Club Gym or something, but this is where they're going to receive this document here. Inside PandaDocs, it's going to open up, and there's going to be a form here with the proposal that got created. Now, again, all of this was auto-generated just off of the type form that we did in day 11. So we had the cover letter, all this stuff. And again, you can prettify it as much as you want. We put in the pain points from talking to the customer, proposed solutions, timeline, all that stuff in the detailed pricing and all that jazz. So right here for the e-signature, all Tyler Durden needs to do is accept, right, this, just like that, and then add a date to this now. We have this event right in here, and this is watching right now. So when I go here, and we're going to sign this today, and we're going to click finish, just like that. It's been completed. And now if we go over to the document, we can see that it watched it happen. It then downloaded the document inside of here. And now if we look at these tokens, the tokens have the value, the client company, Tyler Durden's coaching company, first name Tyler, and any of the other variables that you want to put inside of there. And if you want to know how to do that, again, watch day 11. It's over there. Now, it just downloaded the document, and you can see it just downloaded the Panda document that we just created. We couldn't populate this looking for the company name because the tokens weren't populated yet because we needed to run the module at least one time to be able to populate it with data. Now that we have, we can go over here to this filter, and the filter here is for searching for rows. And now that we have this data, you can see this coming in right here. We can see that we have client.company, which is the token or the variable we created inside of PandaDoc to be able to make this happen. So we're going to click company name just like that. Okay. And now that we have that, the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to ask ourselves, we're going to split this off with a router in a couple of different directions, right? One of them is, does this customer exist? If so, we can update the CRM for whatever data we want to put in there, like new invoice or whatnot. If it doesn't exist, you want to be able to create a folder, take that folder, and then insert this document into that folder. And if the customer does exist, we can also find that folder inside of our Google Docs, and we can create a new document. The way that's going to work is we're going to use a router here. Zoom out here just a little bit, slide over, open this up, create a router, click on the router. There we go. And we're going to make a couple of different routes. First one is we're going to make a Google Drive, and we're going to go for Drive. Then we're going to say create a folder. And this is where we're going to store the data. Sign in. And now we're going to figure out what subfolder do we want to put this in. We're going to go to the AI Agent Challenge. We're going to go into day 18. And this is where we're going to have it. This is just this folder right here that I have, AI Agent Challenge, day 18. Now that we got that, what we're going to do here is we're going to create a folder. And the way that we're going to create a folder is going to ask for what the name is. And the folder name we're going to assign to it, we're actually going to be using the tokens from the PandaDoc, the data coming through. So if we scroll down here, we can see that these token values coming through, we have the client.company. We're going to want that as the folder name. And we're going to want to be able to share that later on. And we're not going to say we can have it reader for anyone inside of here. If we have this for someone specific, like a user, we have to put in like a user's email so they have access. So we could put their name in there, but we'll just make it for anyone right now. Make it simple. So we're going to be able to create this folder. The next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to upload a file. The way that we're going to do this is we're going to click over here, Google Drive, and we are going to look to upload a file. Signed in, and we can see that it's already grabbing the downloaded file from the path that we've done with PandaDoc. And it's going to ask for what's the file ID. And so for the file ID, what we're looking to create here is we have, scroll down here, we're going to ask it, what is the name of this? Oh, folder ID. So what is the folder ID? The folder ID is the folder that we just created here because we created it. So now it's going to grab that folder ID and we're going to upload the file, this PandaDoc file, to that folder over here. We'll click OK with that. One more click. Click OK. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to want to grab a share link. We want to be able to share this with them. For some reason with Google, I don't know why they do it this way, but you have to have a very specific module here called get a share link. And this will allow us to be able to share this. So I go file here, file ID. We go, what's the file ID? This was the file that just got uploaded. So now we're grabbing the file ID. And it's asking us, who do we want to share it with? With that, we don't actually need to send an email notification. We just want to be able to grab this shared link so that we can use it later on when we're sending it across here. We're going to send it an email. Now, they could just automatically get an email from Google, but sometimes it's nicer to have it come across to the person directly. So we're going to say no need for an email notification. Click OK. You see, it's not letting us send the email right now. It's making us put an email in. That's because this is on user. So we're going to want to move this to anyone. And then allow file discoverability. We don't want that. That means the internet can search for this file. We don't want it to be discoverable inside the search engine. So we're going to leave it just like that. And then the next module here is going to make a email module. We can send the email. Go down here to send an email. Log in like this. And they're going to say, well, who do you want to send this email to? And this is where we can use the PandaDoc information here over here at the bottom, which is this is all the PandaDoc. It's very confusing because it's the same color as the sheets from Google. But we're going to go here and go, okay, well, what's the email that we're going to be sending this to? Because Tyler doesn't have an actual email, we're going to be using my email that I sent it to. So we can see over here that down here, we go down here, actions by, right? This means who did the action because we were watching for something. And the action was that someone signed it. So we go down here at the bottom, we're going to select this email. So the person that signed it, signed the document originally, right, in the proposal over here, they're going to receive this email. And we can say, welcome aboard, and we can put in their name. We'll scroll down here to the PandaDoc information, and we can look for their name. And because we have it populated, we can see their names right here, client.first name. Welcome aboard, Tyler. We could do plain or HTML if we want to look fancy, but we're not. We're just going to put this in as is. And I'm just going to, for simplicity's sake, highlight it, Command-C, Command-V, comma, new line. Here is a link to the signed proposal. And we're going to go down to the signed proposal, which is going to be right here, which is the Google Drive file that just got uploaded here. Web view link, which is the file that's been uploaded. So that's it. That is the exact link right there. And say here is the link to your folder where all of your documents will be hosted. And then we're just going to grab a share link. And over here, go down. We created a folder right here. And we're looking for this web view link. This web view link is going to be the folder to be able to link right to that. Looking forward to working with you. All the best. Click Save. And so now we've got this pathway set up here. And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create a filter right here that basically says if the client doesn't exist in our CRM, which is our CRM right here, if this company doesn't exist in our CRM, then what we're going to want to do is put that in there. I don't know if you can hear that alarm going off in the background, but all right. So we're going to say label if customer doesn't exist. All right. And we're going to go down here at the bottom. And what we're going to be looking for is we're going to look for the condition here. We're going to put in this company right here at the bottom with that token variable that we had earlier, client company, just like that. So if this company right here, if that variable does not exist like that, then I want you to go up here, create a Google folder, upload the document, share the document, create a share link, and then email it to the person. Now we're going to do the same thing here, but we're going to be doing this instead of creating a folder, we're going to be searching for a folder over here. So in the Google Drive here, we're going to search for files and folders, just like that. We're going to go into a subfolder, so I know where to look. AI Agent Challenge, Day 18 documentation. And this is where you'd want to, wherever they have their clients being stored, this is where you'd want to put it. And we're going to look to search within a file folder names. And so we're going to look for the file folder name. And that file folder name we're going to be using is the exact same name we used over here for the Tyler Durden company. So if we go over here to the top, client.company, just like that, we're going to search for the file folder names. If this already exists, then we're just going to upload the second document. So we're looking for the exact terms versus names containing the search terms. And we're going to be looking for a folder. So let's just say this was the second client or a returning client, and they signed a second agreement. Well, you wouldn't make a new folder for them. You just want to keep uploading the data back to that database. And the way you can do that is very, very similar here, is we're going to look to, well, we can just honestly copy this just like that. Copy paste, bring that down here just like this. Now we're going to need to hook up some of these variables because they're slightly different. See, the ID is different. So we're going to grab the file ID from this, just like that. So we're going to upload the file, the document. It's going to search for the folder exists, and we're going to upload the file right into there. We're going to get that share link. So we should have that. Just want to make sure that, yep, all active. Great. And then we're going to send an email here that says your signed document link. We put in, this is their first name again, plain text. We use their plain text again. And then we can say, here's the web view link for the file. So we have upload a file right here. So if we look at upload a file, at the bottom here, we can see that there is a web view link right there that we can use. And now we want to give them access to the folder as well. And we can do that by say, okay, this is the file folder. And we're going to look at the Google Drive folder here. And we're going to want to grab the folder. So if we go to the folder, this is going to be over here, folder. There we go. And we're going to grab this web view link as well. Just like that. Great. You have the signed proposal. You also have the folder where it lives, and it says, we look forward to continuing to work with you. And we can modify this as much as we want, make it pretty, add in a bunch of other variables about what the document was and what it was for. We could add all that stuff inside of here. Now, I'll show you what that looks like. Just so you can see it, here's a link to the signed proposal for. And then what we can do is we can go down to these variables over here at the bottom. And we can see inside of the tokens that we've added inside of here, right here at the top here, I call this the outcome title, which is basically, what was it really for? And this was an automated lead generation system. So we go like that. Here is the link to the signed proposal for the title of the document, which is an automated lead generation system. We put that in right there. So again, we could add in as many variables as we want, just to show you we can pass those along. Click OK. We've got that mapped out. And then the last thing we're going to want to do here, well, actually, there's two more things we want to do before we run this out, is this is if the customer already exists. And the way that works is we're going to be looking to say, does this customer exist inside of here? And the way that we do that is we're going to go inside of the PandaDoc, and we're going to grab, again, that client.company. And we're going to say here, and we're going to say exists. Just like that. And we're going to title this if customer exists. All right, so now we have two filters. If customer does not exist, right, does not exist. And if the customer does exist, great. Now, the last thing is this. We're going to add it onto this row of if the customer over here doesn't exist, we're going to add to this. And the last thing we're going to do with the adding to that is right over here, we're going to add Google Sheets. We're going to we'll add a row. We'll go into the AI Agent Challenge. Click here. We're going to go into the day 18 customer onboarding. And then we're going to go into our fancy dancy customer database here. Select our sheet 1, which is the first sheet inside of the Google Sheets here. And then we can populate this data based upon the variables that came through the PandaDoc. So this is going to be how we're going to add this new customer to our database. Now, again, you could use ClickUps, you could use a ton of other things, Zoho or whatnot, but we're going to use it. We're going to use Google Sheets for right now. Go to the bottom, and this is how we're going to do it. Inside of here, we're going to go down to client company, go down the bottom, client.firstname. Right. And if you wanted, you could also search like this, client.lastname. Just like that. Hit it like this. The email isn't inside of here because it's not a token value. Maybe in the next thing you could always add it as a token variable, but we're just going to have it based on the action of the user. Let's see if I can search it by action. There it is. So this is who signed it, and this went to my other email here, so that's why this is right here. All right, so we have to click that. And then if we wanted to, we could add in what the proposal was, and that would be another token. And so whatever the document was called, this is going to be the name of the proposal here, Automated Services for Tyler. That was the name of the proposal. So we'll call that, could be scope of work, could be whatever we want to call it. And then project. This is in the variable that we made on day number 11. That's what I call the outcome title. What is this for? And this was automated lead generation. So we can call that automated lead generation just like that. So we can have it inside of there. Actually, this proposal here, I think I had this just, was it signed or not? You could add that in so it populates the name in. But right now I just have this is signed. So if we want to add the variables in, we could do that, but I'm not doing that in this example. So I'm going to just say this was signed. So now that this goes through, we can see that this was signed just like that. And now this signed, the characters I typed in right there are going to populate right inside here as well. Great. We're going to click OK with that. And so now we have this flow coming in for this as well. So we're going to add this row just like this after this new client gets onboarded. Now, if we wanted to, we could attach another couple of columns or rows for additional proposals or scope of works or any of the other things, or you could even attach the document if you wanted to the top of it, but just showing you what's possible with this system. So I'm going to hit save just like that. And now we are going to assign this again. So imagine we're in a fancy meeting with one of our clients and we're like, oh gosh, let me get you that proposal ASAP. And so you use your type form, you just type in a couple answers into the form. It automatically populates the PandaDoc here, just like that. And then we go to sign it. I've already done that. And so what's going to happen here is I think I did that on my other email. There it is. So this is the other one I just sent off for the proposal for Tyler, another Tyler Durden coming through. Now we don't have Tyler in our database yet. So just to show you it's not here yet. So what's going to happen with this one is I'm going to open up this document. It's going to go to PandaDoc, just like you saw before. Here is the other proposal that just came through. And this is, we're going to have this on and running right now because we're going to be watching for documents. And when we're going to go into here, we open up the document just like this, go inside of it. We can hit start after we review it and say, okay, this looks great. We're going to accept and sign like this. And then we're going to hit finish. When we hit finish, it was signed. The document's getting downloaded. It's going to check these sheets. Did not exist. Oh, let me see here. Did we get an error? We got an error, everybody. Did it say the customer exists? Oops. I think what I needed to do here, we should have this does not contain. There we go. Does not contain. That's what we're looking for. So we're going to say, hey, does condition. Does this does not contain this? So we're going to search for those roles. Let's switch these over. Put this here, with that, paste that, put it at the top, company A. So condition. Does this company section here, does that not contain this client company variable? Just like that. And we'll do the same thing over here, but it's not going to be equal to. We'll say, does it contain? All right. Contains, we can, case instance, it doesn't really matter, it's going to be exact, but copy that, move that over, just like that. And then we're going to say client company. Okay. All right. That should be right. So I'm going to hit save here just like that. So we're going to say here, the condition, does company A, what we searched for, does it not contain this? If it doesn't contain this, then run it. Versus in the company A column that we searched, if this contains this, then run the other direction. So that should work. And what we're going to do here, so glad we have this proposal testing system here. Right on this side, we're going to open this up again, and we're going to hit run. Great. So now this is running the document again. The thing gets generated, we're going to need to sign it. Open this up, go inside here at the bottom. That looks good. Finish. Tyler, and finish that. Great. Now this is going to be running, and that should go to the top. There it goes. Run across the Google Drive, folder drive, upload link, and then sent. And now if we go inside of the CRM we have here, we now have Tyler Durden's coaching, his information, signed, automated lead generation, and booking system. Great. So the whole thing came across. And then if we check the email here, we can see this. Here's the signed proposal. We can open that up. There it is. We go to the Google Drive, open up that one, just like that. And if we go over here, we can see that Tyler Durden's coaching consulting group just got added as a folder. Great. So that worked. So now we want to run that again, and we want to see if it's going to route this time to the bottom and just add that additional document. So the way we're going to do that is we are going to go inside of here, and we are just going to slightly modify the name, because this is the document name is proposal 1. We're going to call this proposal 2. So when this gets uploaded, we'll see proposal 2 has been uploaded, and we are going to take this and we are going to run it one more time here across. It's going to hit PandaDocs. When I run this, should catch it. The next step here is I need to sign it. Just like that. Make sure it's running now. Great. Go inside of here. Open up the document. Go down here. Signature. So now when we sign it, it should exist in the system. And if it does, then it's just going to upload to the same folder. Hit finish. It's downloading the document. It's going to look in the Google Sheets. See that? Route to the bottom. Upload the file, document, and should send the other email. Great. All right. So now if we open this one up, here's a link to your signed document. And then we can see here, because it grabbed the token, it says here's a link to the signed proposal for your automated lead generation and booking system. Here's a link to the document. Open that up. And here's a link to the folder. We're going to open that up. So here is the document that we have. And we can see now we have both of these documents been uploaded. Great. Okay. So there we go. That is how you make an automated system that once the document is signed, it will get routed up into your document database like a Google Drive, and then be able to create a folder for that client, upload any documents for that client, and then email them and let them know about it. Now, additional bolt-ons and things that we could do to this that I didn't do just because I want to do this, I'll probably stack on this later on. We could invite them to Slack. That could be a thing. Or you could throw them into a WhatsApp group. You could also send them a text message welcome notification. You could also assign customer success members, a part of your team, to join them into a Slack or notify them via email. These are all the things that we could stack onto the system to add value. But really the important bit, more than anything else, and what I always suggest with clients, and just something I've done very recently, is you want to map out their processes. You want to figure out what steps do they do. Like my client, they use this type of system and they use Google Drive. Some people might use the Microsoft ecosystem instead. It's all about mapping out their processes, what they currently have. And once you can map out their processes, we create SOPs around that. We can then build systems and then automate those systems by using these automated workflows. So hopefully you found this interesting and valuable. This is a real world use case, something that I'm going to be doing next week with one of my clients that I'm signing up with, because this is something that they got really excited about. And so hope you found this valuable and interesting. If you did, feel free to give us a comment, a like, or maybe even a subscribe. And I will see you in the next day of the challenge. Take care. Have a beautiful day. Many blessings. And I'll see you on the other side.